Yeah, that's a very serious issue because the madrasas have become from a few hundred to more than 30,000 in Pakistan. Also extremists who do terror attacks in Europe, in the West, come from those schools. So it's a very serious concern.
I think we need to make a very strong signal to Pakistan. They waste money in this way and while encouraging this kind of horrific human rights abuses.
Yeah, we spoke about the GSP Plus program, so it's a form of trade preferences that the European Union has granted to Pakistan, so Pakistan has to fulfill a lot of commitments before they could receive it. For example, they have to respect human rights, they have to respect freedom of religion, but in fact all those conditions are not be done by Pakistan, so they don't fulfill those commitments, and still they are receiving so the trade preferences and also, for example, money also for education in Pakistan. So yeah, it's not fulfilled, and still they receive a lot of taxpayers' money from the European Union, and we want to stop this. Yeah, that's a very serious issue because the madrasas have become from a few hundred to more than 30,000 in Pakistan, and it's still the top of the iceberg, I think, because we can see the big thing about it, but it's a serious issue. It also has a lot of consequences because you have, for example, leaders of the Taliban who have been recruited there, also extremists who do terror attacks in Europe, in the West, come from those schools. So it's a very serious concern for Pakistan, but also for Europe and for the West.
It's even before it started, there was a resolution to force Pakistan to comply with conventions because, I mean, people saw where this was going. And then in 2021, based on blasphemy cases, there was another call to suspend. We are not calling to stop it, as you heard in the conference. We are calling to suspend it until Pakistan meets criteria of GSP+, and this is a value-based mechanism. It's values, so Pakistan has to implement values in exchange for money, for trade benefits. Trade benefits are huge. Pakistan is the most important country in that scheme because of the size of Pakistan, because it's a nuclear power, and as Jan Fiegel in the film said, if there is one GSP that should be exemplary, it is Pakistan GSP+. But this is not happening, and we are trying to understand why, because there are lots of discussions. We had these discussions for 10 years, so there were motions, resolutions in the parliament that nothing happened. It is just getting extended and extended and extended, and the situation with human rights is worsening. 2 years ago, European Commission has extended it for another 5 years, although there were conferences, people, human rights activists, they raised this issue. There were demonstrations in Brussels about this. So this time, because we know that this summer there was a review, I think the results of this review will be published in October or November this year. So we are looking forward to those results. And so we decided to run this campaign. So we produced this documentary based on interview with senior EU officials who are themselves telling that this is wrong, what is going on. And we are responsible for the victim. So European Commission is also responsible because it adopts this lax attitude. And on the other hand, if Pakistan, they waste money in this way and while encouraging this kind of horrific human rights abuses. And so we also produce a brochure which explains in a popular terms the mechanism, the abuses, the breach. It also outlines very clear mechanism what European Commission should do. I think we need to make a very strong signal to Pakistan. We've been to many events where GSP Plus was discussed, where they were organized by European External Action Services. So their experience when they go to Pakistan to discuss with officials, sometimes they even ignored. But if you take money, maybe they will not be ignored. Because UN has conventions. ILO, International Labour Organization, has this convention, but it doesn't have the money mechanism. It doesn't have anything to take from Pakistan, while European Commission granted to Pakistan, and it can take. So that's the best mechanism to force. Okay, we will see. We very much hope this is why we are doing this.